Welcome, everybody. It's been a few days since Ultron was released. What do you think of him? Good, bad, great, garbage? Is he balanced or broken? Or is he mid? And in this case, I mean middle of the pack, which is perfectly okay. I think that is where I would put him personally. He's just fine. He isn't overpowered, he isn't bottom of the barrel. I'll say he is a little light on the actual mechanics. He isn't the most interesting character to play, but on the scale of power, he is fair. I think Ultron has some favorable matchups right now. In a lot of games, it seems players have gravitated towards a flying style meta, and we're also seeing a lot of triple support to go with that. A lot of the flying characters poke at you from afar, and triple support can fill in those random stabs of damage quickly and easily. Where Ultron starts to fall off is when he is paired with only one other support, and the enemy team is using characters with more burst-style damage. Things like Hawkeye, Hela, Winter Soldier, etc. Remember, Ultron's drone only heals the main target for 45 damage per second, and his shield blocks a measly 55 damage. So when the enemies use hard-hitting skills and hit the same target in quick succession, his drone doesn't have time to do its thing. The math just isn't in his favor. But the meta isn't really doing too much of that right now, at least. Also, dive has apparently fallen off quite a bit, which helps Ultron get the time and space that he needs to be effective. There were some significant nerfs to things like Captain America, Iron Fist, and Psylocke, all of which had a solid synergy with the in-your-face playstyle of gameplay that Ultron really doesn't want to play against. Other than his single dash, he personally doesn't have any stable way of defending himself, even from a single diver. He can't actually put his drone on himself, and he can only get his individual shields from his right click, so the fact that people are put off a bit with diving characters right now works in his favor. The mid to long range style of gameplay obviously suits Ultron, and if opponents are further away, they are also suffering from damage fall off, which makes the drone's heal per second even better. So I think he is overall stable, he's just fine, he's average, whatever you want to call it. He does his job, and he does it well. I really do wish there was some more intricate mechanics involved, something else to use or keep track of. I mean, he's pretty easy to play overall. I don't feel like he has a very high skill ceiling in general. Obviously, good aim is the biggest factor in maximizing his potential, and proper target selection goes along with that. It's one thing to shoot a tank constantly and farm ultimates, that's fine, whatever, but it isn't ideal. His shot is best used to try and smack down a squishier target that ideally is also being hit by someone else. Unless the enemy team is bad or someone is out of position, it's very rare you'll simply get to sit there and 2-tap or 3-tap somebody and watch them fall. But it's certainly fun to try. Something is so satisfying when it comes to poking around with his attack. Landing that final hit of the attack has that little extra pop to it that makes it all worthwhile. It's fun to pre-fire as you turn a corner and just tap someone for the big damage with the last frame of the animation. He's like a bee buzzing around poking at you, and you can tell when you annoy enemies enough that they try to focus you. I feel like having a certain team comp lets me focus even more on the offensive side of things, and what I mean by that is having a third support. The synergy of having the heal over time mixed with the other healers makes it so everyone on the team can contribute more damage output, not just Ultron. Your other supports benefit by having him on the team, and that's just amplified by having two other supports instead of just the one. I view Ultron as more of a general on the battlefield, making sure his drone is in the ideal spot, utilizing the shield when a bit of pressure is applied, but spending the majority of his time finding the ideal target to shoot and pressure that with my own damage output. His flying capability enables this playstyle compared to other supports who need to look through their team to try and decipher what is happening in the fight. Ultron can simply fly above and see it all. I think this also leads into good practice to be a bit more vocal on the microphone and call out what you're seeing. A Namor trying to flank, or a Spider-Man overhead, maybe calling out that a Magneto shield is down. These are little things that you can do to really help the team out. If your head is on a swivel and your drone is in the right place, there isn't much else to do with Ultron. You use cover, hug walls, play solid, make shots. It's simple fun, and it's kind of fascinating to me how important a solid basic attack is to my enjoyment of a character. I like the feedback on Ultron's attack, the sound of it, the kick of the weapon. It's great to use. It's a stark contrast from, say, Magneto's basic attack, which I dislike a lot because of its lack of effort and oomph. he just kind of flings it. But I do think that they nailed it with Ultron, and that was critical for me. Now, moving on to the functionality of his ultimate ability, I think, again, it's just kind of average. I mean, it's definitely not broken, it's definitely not OP, and it's definitely not trash. It's fun to use and can be fantastic in some situations and kind of a throwaway in others, but I mean, that's just how it goes. It obviously can't be good in every situation or it would be broken. So it certainly seems better defensively to counter pushes and ultimates. It's very satisfying to, dodge an enemy Groot ult, counter with your own ult, and easily heal your entire team. Unlike a Luna ult that can do the same thing, at least with Ultron it requires kind of the skill and foresight to avoid the Groot and then aim your ult, get away from the team, aim your ult, whereas Luna can be like, oh look, Groot ulted me, hit Q. So at least with Ultron there's a little more thought involved, which I do like. When it's offensively used, I think Ultron's ultimate can kind of force enemy defensive ults or push through the harder choke points pretty well. Sometimes you see an opportunity in an enemy backline where you can crack an ult and secure an easy kill or two, and that's part of what I mean about overseeing the entire battlefield and putting your resources to good use. It's on you to kind of find these opportunities, to find these picks, and I think that's where his skill ceiling kind of rises a bit. I also think that he gets his ultimate, he gets it often, but I think, yes, it charges fast, but it's not too fast. I think it's fair for what you get when you use the ultimate. Honestly, that's all we can really ask for as players. Lastly, his team up with Iron Man. Again, I think it's just all right. It feels like it should be a base ability or something like that. It's good because it can fill in the healing gaps when you're on a 2 support team, if you can kind of anticipate a push coming. You have your drone on someone and now you can channel your heal on them as well. But again, it isn't very interesting to use. I would have preferred something more unique, maybe utilizing one of Ultron's clones in some way. I don't know, but whatever. It's functional and it helps cover his biggest weakness, which is targeted direct healing. Okay, so when we add it all up, when we look at Ultron's kit and how he's played so far, what do we get? I think he's fine. He's good, he's right in the middle, which is great because, that's where you want new characters to be. If you go too far to one side of the spectrum, then you have people screaming bloody murder. Oh my god, he's so broken, they just released new characters so we buy skins, he's so broken, nerf him. Or oh my god, he's dog shit, what were you thinking, these developers have no idea how to make their own game. Trust these guys, they're good at what they do, that's why Marvel Rivals is so good. I'd view Ultron as another success for the developers of Marvel Rivals. Even if he isn't quite as deep as I would have hoped, I still think he's good and he's fun, so they won. Now, what do you guys think? Is he in a good spot or what? Let me know in the comments, I'll respond. But hey, as always, I appreciate you watching the video, and I will see you on the battlefield.